Buying a watch can be a serious and expensive business, and in some cases, seriously expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Hi Last Watchers, as you fall into the astronomical wormhole of watch collecting and start spending ever-increasing amounts of your hard-earned cash on yet another watch that you really don't need, it's easy to forget that watches can be fun and affordable. With that in mind, I thought it would be refreshing to kick off 2024 with a watch that ticks both of those boxes, and I guess there's no better place to start than Timex, the brand that takes a licking and keeps on ticking. This is the Timex Standard 40mm fabric strap. Not the catchiest of titles, but its familiar looks and £80 price tag were enough to catch my eye and get the credit card out for my first purchase of 2024. The grand plan was to have this review out at the beginning of January, but Timex scuppered that by taking a time out over the new year and only started fulfilling their online orders in the second week of January. I guess everyone deserves a holiday. When it comes to affordability, the Timex Standard 40mm fabric strap, referenced TW2 V44000, has it covered, but it can be even cheaper. Although Timex seem to have a never-ending slew of sales on their website for you to take advantage of, the Standard 40 is currently not included. You can get around this by simply entering your email address on their website and subscribing to their newsletter. Doing so will give you a 15% discount on your first purchase. And if, like me, you have multiple email addresses, you can benefit from that discount multiple times. You shouldn't have to pay more than 68 quid for the Standard, and I should think that discount is applicable on all of Timex's international websites. Let me know if that's not the case. Affordability checkbox ticked. Let's see if the Timex brings the fun. I'll start with its specifications. It has a diameter of exactly 40mm, a lug width of 20mm, and a lug-to-lug length of 48.1mm. It has a total thickness, hold on to your horses, of only 9.1mm, possibly the slimmest watch I've ever had on the channel. But before you get excited, the Standard is fairly basic and is powered by a quartz movement. I'll come back to that in a jiffy. The total weight of the TW2 V44000 is only 50.7 grams. You might forget you're wearing this lightweight. The Standard collection by Timex is described as, and I quote, "The sophisticated update to our Standard 3-hand brings together classic elements with modern materials that emphasize a military-inspired look. From the unique shape of the hands to a black emboldened and embellished partial Arabic dial, courtesy of our very own archives. The Standard hints at history once more with its traditional oversized onion crown, a nod to our early 1900s pocket watch." Now, the case may well be inspired by a Timex vintage pocket watch, I'll give them that, but the dial and hands are unmistakably Omega, with looks that closer resemble the original 1950 Seamaster 300 and the Railmaster. Timex may argue this, as they did make some similar looking 1950s waterproof and 1960s skin diver watches. You can be the judge. Somewhat ironically, it's these similarities to Omega that grabbed my attention when I first spotted this watch last year. Unfortunately, it was sold out and I had to register my interest so that I could be notified when it was back in stock. I got a heads up just before Christmas. The Standard 40 has a standard 40mm, no frills circular case shape with straight sides and a flat base. It's topped with a slender rounded bezel and has the addition of a large signed pull-out crown at the 3 o'clock position. Yes, a signed crown on an 80 quid watch. Thank you, Timex. The very narrow lugs are somewhat reminiscent of the soldered modifications that were made to pocket watches during the First World War. Only in profile do you see their stirrup design, which makes them a little more substantial. Everything is polished and it definitely has that pocket watch vibe, save for the orientation of its dial. Sadly, its low price will mean you have to make do with a flat mineral crystal. And that dial, well, it's everything you might want from a watch on a budget. It has a matte black base and a white printed chapter ring with large minute indices and 14 markers for the hours that consist of triangles at the 3, 6, 9 and 12 and batons for the remaining digits. Top that off with very legible white Arabics again at the 3, 6, 9 and 12 and you have a very bold, legible design that Timex shouldn't really be taking credit for. In any case, they've printed their name in white below the 12 o'clock Arabic. Above the 6 is the standard reference and its water resistance of 50 meters. The arrow handset of the Timex are filled with 14er, which is loomed, as is the lollipop of the elongated seconds hand, which ticks once every second around the dial, and is surprisingly accurate for an M904 quartz movement from Timex, as it hits the majority of those markers dead on. Now I have some history here with Timex as I own a few of their watches, so I'm speaking from experience when I tell you that Timex quartz movements are prone to slippage. It's not unknown for the seconds hand to stray and miss some, if not the majority of those indices, and I've had date complications that over time won't quickset or just fail to change day. The standard seconds hand, as I mentioned, seems to be doing a good job, but more importantly, you will note the lack of a date window on the dial, a future complication I can live without. Another benefit of this battery-driven quartz analog watch is somewhat hidden. Although there is a token amount of lume on the handset, that's all it has. Those 14er markers go without, so when the lights go out, all your time-telling capabilities are somewhat limited, and if the watch is off your wrist, there'll be no point of reference for you to tell the time. Well, this is where the standard 40 quite literally has a trick up your sleeve, as pushing that oversized onion crown engages the Timex patented Indiglow system, a backlight that illuminates the entire dial that will only fade when the battery runs dry. The caseback is laser etched with a Timex logo and globe that focuses on North America, the birthplace of the brand, but also suggests the global reach of the company and a possible nod to their production facilities worldwide. Around the globe are details that include the year Timex was established in 1854, the watch reference as part of the standard collection and its lug width, details of the M904 movement and its 50 meters of water resistance, and its stainless steel caseback. Here's the rub, folks. The caseback may be made of stainless steel to save on wear and tear and to guard against potential skin reactions, but the standard 40 case, somewhat disappointingly, is made from a plated low-lead brass. The leather-backed black cloth strap has a sailcloth weave with a highlight brown stitching around its outer edge. It complements the dial seamlessly. It's fitted with quick-release spring bars and starts at 20mm between the lugs before tapering to 18mm where it meets a silver-polished Timex engraved tang and buckle. There are two canvas-style keepers to secure the tail. The almost weightless 40mm case wears smaller than expected on my 7-inch wrist, no doubt aided by its lack of height and slender lugs. The strap is comfortable and has plenty of room for adjustment in either direction. The narrow bezel gives a lot of real estate to the dial, making it a very legible watch. Ignoring the Timex Standard 40mm fabric strap watch's dubious heritage, it's a great affordable, strikingly attractive, easy to read grab-and-go quartz timepiece from a well-established big-name brand. There are some negatives: a meagre 12-month warranty, fitted mineral crystal and lead brass construction are pretty low rent that may keep enthusiasts from parting with their cash, but Timex are very good at drawing in your average consumers looking to spend as little as possible to dress their wrist with something that tells the time. If you're not a fan of this particular colour scheme, the standard collection also has cream, green and blue dial variants, and a bunch of chronographs if you prefer. I would love Timex to up the ante on their standard. They could start by giving it a better name. I'd gladly pay more for a stainless steel construction and sapphire glass. They could even throw in an automatic movement, but they don't need to. They know their market, and if you're looking for a fun watch of any description, Timex will have you covered. A heads up before I wrap, the cut-off date to win the Waterbury Deep Ocean watch will close at the end of January. I'll collate the entries ASAP and select a winner courtesy of Comment Picker thereafter. Feel free to check out the review and add yourself to the draw. Same rules apply. You must be a subscriber to the Last Watch channel, like the video and leave a really obvious comment that you would like to enter the draw. Please don't be coy and miss the opportunity to win a free watch. A word of warning, if I contact you, I will not ask you for a single penny. The watch will be shipped at cost to me. Please don't fall prey to any scammers looking to steal your cash. Share your thoughts on the Standard 40mm or Timex in general. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.